Hey friends, I just read something and I wanted to share it with you, hoping that it'll encourage you. I've read this chapter and verse in the Bible so many times, but you know how we go through things in life, and when you read verses at those stages in your life, it just means something differently. And so this jumped out at me just with what I'm going through, and I'm just hoping I can share it with you and that you'll get something out of it that will strengthen your walk and help you to love God. So I'm in John chapter 4, the Gospel of John, and I use the King James Version. So if you want to use that to follow along, and it's the story of the woman at the well, and I'm at verse 6. So it starts. Now Jacob's well was there. Jesus, therefore, being wearied with his journey, sat thus on the well, and it was about the sixth hour. So I thought what was interesting right away is that it does talk about fatigue. That's how Jesus gets tired. He was God and man gets tired. We get tired. Um, there cometh a woman of Samaria to draw water. Jesus saith unto her, Give me to drink. So already there's this exchange. So he initiates the dialogue. By the way, this is um, just ongoing observations for me as to how Jesus treats women in the Gospels, and it's been really enriching. It's not a formal study; it's just something that I observe um, repeatedly. So he says to her, "Give me to drink." Verse 8: For his disciples were gone away unto the city to buy meat. So he's alone, and he's speaking with her. So this is when the relationship, the condition of the relationship begins, because right now they're strangers. Okay, I don't know about you, but if I'm trying to do my job and some guy just comes out of nowhere and sits down and says, "Hey, give me to drink," you know, right? Self-defense. So verse 9: Then saith the woman of Samaria unto him, How is it that thou, being a Jew, askest drink of me, which am a woman of Samaria? For the Jews have no dealings with the Samaritans. So I mean, even with the scripture being uh, old ancient pieces of work, you can still hear her attitude. I think we've all done that. We're like, how is it that, like, I can just see her neck, how is it that thou, like, who do you think you are asking me? But isn't it that you and I don't talk? Isn't it that your people and my people don't engage? And I think that, the extended metaphor, of course, is sin. She was living a sinful life. But I think that's what happens when sin is in our lives. We just can't hear each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, the, let me go on. Let me go on. So Jesus answered and said unto her, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. So it's interesting how Jesus answers from a place of sufficiency. He doesn't even list his, not in terms of, bravado, what we would see as like this machismo bravado, where he's not like, in a way, yes, he's saying, do you know who I am? But he uses the context of the situation to reach her. They're talking about water. Well, he's expressing himself as the living water, but he knows that right now she's not even there yet. She's not even there yet. So he just meets her where she is. So he says, If thou knewest the gift of God, and who it is that saith to thee, Give me to drink, thou wouldst have asked of him, and he would have given thee living water. She's talking about water and character. She's questioning his character. So he answers, first of all, in a spiritual way, if thou knewest the gift of God. And then he does express his character by saying he is the living water. Verse 11, The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. From whence then hast thou that living water? I'll do that again. The woman saith unto him, Sir, thou hast nothing to draw with, and the well is deep. And from whence then hast thou that living water? Okay, I can relate to this response because she's defensive. And this is, I think, with women, this is what we tend to do when we have a problem. And, Jesus is standing in front of her, trying to give her an answer. And she questions it from a place of deficiency. Like, who are you? You don't have this, you don't have that. And where are you going to get this water? Actually, she even continues in verse 12, because we got issues. So she continues in verse 12. She says, Art thou greater than our father Jacob, which gave us the well, and drank thereof himself, and his children, and his cattle? I think it's just funny. This is scripture, and it's holy, but I just see how we are in this dialogue. We all do this. If you're a woman who's ever been hurt and had her heart broken, you've done this in some kind of way. Whether it's if you're married, to your husband, to your ex-boyfriends, the partner you're with now. Well, how are you going to do this? So she has this questioning, critical, cynical approach. And, I'll just confess to you, I'm really good at that, so I can relate to how she's saying it. But here's what I wanted to share, is that when we get hurt or we get wronged, if we're not careful and we don't process that correctly, we carry it as baggage. So what happens is then you have a woman here who's gone through some things, and if you know the story, you know exactly what her baggage is, who's gone through some things. So she finally meets the answer to everything in her life. But her dialogue has so much baggage that she can't hear what he's saying. Not yet. But I think that's what happens. That we want certain things in life and we're looking for answers. We're trying so hard. She's obviously, by herself at the well. That could not have been an easy job. But she's just ready to carry her baggage all the time. Like, look at me going to the well with my baggage and my issues. Look at me go. Here comes this guy asking for water. He ain't got nothing. He ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's baggage talking. She's expressing a need and a desperation through her dialogue, and doesn't even realize, one, she doesn't realize who's in front of her. The level of exposure she's put herself through. Okay, so verse 13. Jesus answered and said unto her, Whosoever drinketh of this water shall thirst again. So I can just picture him pointing to the well. Verse 14. But whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. And that's a guarantee. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. Verse 15. The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water, that I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. So, the richness of what Jesus offers her. Whosoever drinketh of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst. There's a guarantee. We love guarantees, don't we, ladies? We want security, and we want to know what's happening, especially if you enjoy control and perfectionism, like yours truly. But the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water, springing up into everlasting life. I can just picture her face at the well as Jesus is talking, giving her this guarantee, giving her the richness of what he can offer. And she's like, I ain't never heard water that can do that, And her, being the entrepreneurial businesswoman that she is, she says, The woman saith unto him, Sir, give me this water. So now she's asking for the solution. That I thirst not, that's going to solve her first problem. Neither come hither to draw. So wait, what stood out to me there is that she's been doing something with what you can deduce has been She's been doing this for a long time, going to the well. There's this essence. She's going to the well. Something's wrong with this recording. Anyway, that she's going to the well over and over again for this. But at the end, she says that I thirst not, neither can you hear me? That I thirst not, neither come hither to draw. So I think what's revealed here is that she's been doing this thing for a very long time, but she actually doesn't enjoy it. She actually doesn't want to do that. And for me, I've had to look at things in my life that I've been doing for a really long time, but I really don't want to do it. If I were to just look at Jesus and his provision, he'll give me exactly what I need, and I don't need to do that anymore. So I'm hoping this is still recording, because it said that the audio stopped. But if you can hear it, I hope you got something from it, and hope you're encouraged, and to know that everything you need is in him.